let's look at this now. The Commission for Gender Equality says it's trying to make sure that the voices of women are heard in the debate around land and whether land should be expropriated without compensation. It's holding hearings in which women are able to speak on the issue. The spokesperson for the Commission is Javu Baloyi. Javu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having the Commission on board.
I don't know if you've noticed this, well, you must have, but I've noticed this. If you look at people talking about land, even in Parliament, on talk radio, wherever it is, you will usually hear that it's men doing the talking and not women. Why do you think that is?
That's very strange. I just think men want, it's the patriarchal mentality that, their voice are louder than those of the women. You even hear the phone-ins in radio stations, it's men. Even when they're being urged, please, can we allow women to speak? They will be phoning, and at times using, they'll be standing behind the scenes, urging people to speak their thought. But we did something differently as a Commission for Gender Equality yesterday when we went to Home 14B outside Guyana to talk to women themselves, to say, what are the issues that are confronting you in this area? What are the issues that you want the Commission to, when we make the submission to the land expropriation bill and the amendment of Section 25, that you wanted them to be there? And what are the other issues that we can deal with? Because ours was not an event. We're going back to the same area to deal with other aspects that emanated from that interview yesterday. It's very, very interesting that you have noted that mostly it's us men who think that, we will have to, but it's women who farm the land, it's the women who want to plant, it's women who want to cultivate. And I should think what we did as a commission was a stroke of genius, because we were able to have the women speaking.
Okay, are there any differences between the way men and women feel about land? Or do you find that, other elements that make up your identity in our society are really the dominant factors?
Yes, there are issues that, women, when raise it and when men raise it, you'll find that, there's very vast differences in the issues and how they want to handle the issues of land. And also, remember, where we're coming from is the communal land. And also the way in which these men, they end up becoming the voice of reasons, and they speak on behalf of, if someone is widowed, they will want to speak on behalf of that woman, and then the woman, the land will be reserved for a child who will be yet to be born, if it's a male. And you find that, what are the people, the reasons? Men want to have land, I've got so many hectares of land, but women want to farm the land. And that's a big difference what we have found out in that area. They were just saying, we want land, we are doing this, but the system that we are under with, it's hamstringing us, and then the chief, it's not a good fellow to deal with, allegedly, and he's demanding money when he seeks cooperatives from the women's success. And women are able to group together, Stephen, very fast and do something. We have seen a project that we won a case. This was also motivated by the case that we won as a Commission for Gender Equality from the courts, that it's called from the Hitekan project, whereby these women, a group of women, they had 11 hectares, but the chief saw it being successful. He said, I need money, I need to make portions for this land for resettlement, which we felt it was nonsensical as a commission. Hence, we got involved. It cannot be when we say women empowerment, yet a man wants to be seen to be doing something which was against the progress of women in our country.
Okay, obviously there's a lot of work to do here.
Yes.
Are there other places? I would imagine, for example, there might be a possibility in certain parts of the country when it comes to women and land, women are treated differently to other parts. I don't know, maybe the Ngonyama Trust area of KwaZulu-Natal, for example?
And that's another worrying aspect. Even our commissioners yesterday, when they were talking about Ngonyama Trust. It's not only there. In Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape, whereby you'll find that people are being told you are leasing the land. You don't have even documents to show it. You are paying levies. The land is not yours. When you don't have a husband, when you're widowed, land is being taken away from them. Those some cultural traditions which are backwards, we need to deal with them. Even if it means the commission has to go against some of the things from these cultural tribal authorities. We have to do that. But with following the law, that the good thing is that the Constitution, it's safeguard the rights of every individual. And that has to be followed. And it looks like our tribal authority councillors in some areas, Stephen, like where we were yesterday, they don't even understand the document, the Constitution, and the rights of people towards the land and others. And it has happened in other cases. We have them in Mpumalanga, we have them in the KwaZulu-Natal. And this has to follow suit to make sure that, when we talk about empowerment, we mustn't talk about people only in urban areas and cities and townships. We must talk about the ordinary voices and ordinary women on the ground. And if we have to go against the Ngonyama Trust, so be it, and in the right way.
Okay, I mean, there's going to be a big debate when you say something like that.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I'd like to just change track. I don't know if you've been keeping track of what's been happening in Parliament. We've been watching it very, very closely here at Newsroom Africa. And, I mean, we had this claim by Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF. He was asked by an ANC MP, Boima Mabolo, if he had ever beaten his wife. There was a big argument about this. Then Julius Malema made a claim about President Ramaphosa and his wife, who's now passed, Nomazizi Mochicha. And then there were other complaints about this. Do you worry when we have such high rates of gender violence, so many women being attacked by men, and this becomes a sort of big issue in Parliament, almost a football?
Yes, we worry, and the way in which they're treating it in Parliament, it worries us as a committee. It's like it's nothing. And the manner in which, because we know even for the first time when there was allegations that, you know, the president and the former ex-wife came to his defense to say the president is a decent man, he will never lay a hand on a woman. The manner in which the parliamentarians are discussing it, this, my personal view, is not the view of the Commission for Gender Equality, that it's supposed to be treated with the seriousness it deserves. The way we treat racism is the way we're supposed to treat gender-based violence. Because, you know, if you make a mockery of something which is so serious and severe, and if those parliamentarians sitting there that are doing something, you know, Stephen, in the past we have spoken to you in your other portfolio, whereby we say we manage to get out even people like your former minister, Deputy Minister Mduduzi Manane and others, Azama Fukate, and others who are sitting in Parliament, that they need to take this seriously. I just think we need a process where we school all of the parliamentarians on gender-based violence and gender equality, so that their language and the tone in which, you know, they advocate out there, it's not good, it's not helping us when they make a mockery of gender-based violence, because it is affecting us. We don't sleep at night, Stephen. Every day when you hear a call, you're afraid, what is it that has happened? And when we treat it like, they need to treat it as seriousness it deserves. If people need to account, let them account even when they're sitting in Parliament. It can't be a one stroke for the other. We have to do this rightly, and they need to support the work of the Commission for Gender Equality right from Parliament.
I mean, the big worry would be that this is just going to continue, that this is setting the tone for the political year.
Yes, it is going to continue. But we need to find an angle as a Commission for Gender Equality to address it with all political parties. You know, we do meet with them. And if we have to meet with the President and say, this is our concern as a Commission, to say the manner in which these things, and maybe the speakers of the Parliament, let it be so that, you know, we treat this, because now we were looking at the gender-based violence in the newsroom, gender-based violence all over. You know, we're looking at various angles, and we're trying to clamp down at these issues, and yet someone who's supposed to be our lawmakers are making a meal out of. They're not taking not a meal out of it. They're not taking the way I saw it today. I observed they're not taking it seriously. You cannot just raise up and say, "Have you ever beaten your wife?" and then this and these issues. And we encourage all the wives and the spouses of everyone, even the husband who are being beaten, that they must report cases of gender-based violence. Because the moment someone senior or someone profile saying, I'm being abused, it gets that attraction to say everyone can be abused. How do we then deal with it? We find strategies, and we are happy. We're getting the right direction in fighting gender-based, but parliamentarians must assist us in getting this right.
Javu Baloyi, spokesperson for the Commission for Gender Equality, really do appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.